Hello, internets. Welcome back to the DUDEPOOL Gamescast. I'm the host with the most, the dude, 250. You know me as Nicky D. Hanging out on the couch with me always is my co-host Achilles, the raccoon cat, and his personal house slave, Taylor Sager, the video game Schwarzenegger. Aliens exist.
Hey guys.
Coming all the way from the beautiful UK, he is the man. And that's it. He's just the fucking man. Danny Peel, Brutal Nature. What's happening?
I appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you. That's a very gentleman.
You got it. Because you're my lady.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I called you the man and then the lady. That's confusing.
Oh my.
Ah, well, how's everybody doing?
Way better than the last time you asked me.
Yes, that's good.
That's the way
Good
forward.
to hear it.
Well then.
That is the way.
That's the way.
Today, I got a topic for everybody.
What is it?
I think today my topic is going to be Hitman.
Oh.
We just, I played the beta for a little bit. Danny touched on it. Taylor watched me play a little bit. I want to get some thoughts. I want to gather a collective. Dude, is it DUDEPOOL approved or is it DUDEPOOL fuck off? Because I don't have a rhyme for that one. Yeah, I don't know. Danny, do you want to touch on it? You want to touch it?
I'll touch it.
You want to touch
get it up?
Touch it. Touch it up, big doggy.
Well, you said you played a couple of hours. I played maybe. I got to the first little mission thing that you have to do, and I kind of.
Right.
I don't know, be blunt about it. I mean, I've never really got into a Hitman game. I used to watch my buddies play the old PS2 games, and I tried.
Right.
Was it Absolution, which was just kind of shit? That came out fairly recently.
That was the last one. That was,
and I tried that.
Well, I wouldn't call it kind of shit. I'd call it shit.
You call it okay? It was shit. I mean, weird. Like got kind of mixed reviews, which was weird. But when I played it, it was pretty shit.
It did. But the people that were mixed on it are stupid.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Quote of the day.
I can roll with that, man. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was shit. But so I got to that little bit of the mission, and I thought, all right, this guy moves like he's in a PS2 game, and the graphics don't really look very good, and it doesn't control very well, and I don't really give a fuck. That's kind of my thoughts on the Hitman bit.
Boom.
Sorry.
Put a drop in the bucket, call the episode there. We're done in a minute and 10 seconds in. Fuck it.
Good
Just
night,
joking.
Hitman.
Nah, yeah, those are pretty much good bullet points to go with, that's for sure. But
Expand on them.
I could look past that if it gave me some solid gameplay mechanics and didn't hold my fucking hand like it does. The best part, I played... Let me take it back a sec. I got into Hitman from number 1 to Blood Money, Contracts. I've played them all. I loved the first three Hitman games. They were amazing. Contracts was basically just Hitman 1, but done in the better engine. Or it was some of the best missions from Hitman 1 and 2, I think.
Cool.
Something like that.
But they were great. The best part about those games is it drops you in, says, okay, here's the target, and then you figure the fuck out. It doesn't tell you what you can do or whatever. Like, the most exciting part of those games for me was figuring out different ways to kill him, right? But in Hitman Absolution, it went like almost full action mode. Like you could slow down time and see through walls and bullshit like that. That game just doesn't need. He's got a barcode on his head, but he doesn't have a fucking chip in his brain. I don't know how he's seeing through walls and shit. I don't get it. Yeah, it's just, and then on top of that, like, this new one seems to be following the Hitman Absolution model, where they assume that their fans are stupid, and it tells you, it gives you a list of challenges, so it basically lays out everything you can do in that one map, and then says, okay, play it 50 times, but don't experience anything really, just follow the motions, right? You eavesdrop on this one person's conversation, hold a button, and it's like, oh, I can do this. So if you want to do that, you have to hit all these checkpoints now, these bullet point objectives, and you can kill him that way and escape or whatever, right? And it's like, yeah, I hate that shit. And then on top of that, the moving is stiff and clunky a little bit, right? It's weird, right? He moves like
PS2.
a game I would compare it to. No, I'd say PS3, but I'd compare it to a shitty PS3 game like Alpha Protocol. Oh yeah, I would. It's just clunky as shit. And then I actually stopped and showed Taylor. I was like, Taylor, pause your fucking game.
Yeah.
Look at this. Every time you're dragging a body and you go to put him in a box, it's not like a smooth transition. He picks him up and puts him in a box. It literally does like a hard cut to a pre-canned animation of him dropping a dude in a box. So one minute you're holding his ankle and the next minute he's in your fucking arms. And you're like, wow, that is lazy shit, dude.
Yeah. And he doesn't open the lid of the box.
No, the lid's, no, it just does it by itself.
Which, I mean, these are small things.
No, they're not small things anymore.
PS4 now.
They're not small things anymore. Come on, attention to detail is huge. Especially like you better have a solid foundation of a game if you're gonna try this crazy new business model. It's all episodes and you're gonna charge 10 different price points and whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
for a piece of shit. And this is my problem with Absolution as well as this one as well. Remember, like, okay, here's an example. I ran into the room with the guy I was supposed to assassinate. I accidentally slapped him in the face. And then I turned around and slapped a general in the face. And then everybody knew I was disguised, so I jumped out of a window and shimmied along a ledge where a guard looked up and went, hey, that guy's on a ledge. Like, literally. That's fucking... Doing? He's like, hey, this isn't a crazy French-Canadian circus. Get down.
French-Canadian
That's
circus.
What he said. And so I climbed down, and he's like, hey, thanks, man. And I was like, yeah, I just slapped a general and the guy I'm supposed to kill. And then literally walked back to the front door and in, and it was like, you're clear. Nobody knows you anymore. I didn't get changed. I did nothing. I shimmied out a fucking window, had a guard laugh at me, and walked in the front door. Wow. That's not a good Hitman game.
No.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And every AI is following pre-canned routes and shit like that. Can we get away from that stuff in stealth games? Like,
sure. Yeah.
Can't we come up with some kind of weird algorithm or stuff? Like, we got vacuums that'll clean my fucking house with the press of a button. Let's get the Roomba algorithm into some of these stealth games, right? And then just, there's a wall there. I won't fucking walk into it. Oh, there's a door. Let's go check that out, right? Sure. Like,
do you think the Roomba does the same path every time it cleans your house?
No. No,
right.
I don't.
Well, what are you guys doing?
No, I don't. Because if I leave a chair in the middle of the room, it's gonna go around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different path.
That's true. Good call. Yeah, I saw you throw that coin for that one security guard maybe 7 fucking times.
Right?
And Jesus Christ, that guy's fucking dumb.
Yep. They're all fucking dumb.
It was pretty sad.
The neck snap animation was pretty cheesy and lame. Like, just...
Yeah.
The shooting was weak because, like, I didn't know... that, like, you go up behind an enemy and hit square to subdue them, and then you can either press triangle to snap their neck or keep tapping square to put them to sleep.
Wow.
Pretty standard stuff. I was holding a pistol and I walked up behind a guy and it said subdue. So I clicked subdue and I just put the gun to the back of his spine and put 3 shots through the fucking guy, and I was like, that's not... Well, I guess it's just subduing him, but like
he's not moving too hard.
That motherfucker ain't moving. I don't know, man. It's just
disappointing.
The shitty thing is that everybody heard you do that. Like, why even put that in there? Where it's like, oh, you could choke him out, or you could just like unload your clip into his spine because why not?
Because you should be able to do that. You should be able to go in there and murder fucking everybody like just an asshole, like bam, 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 shoot like a murder simulator and get the fuck out of there and get a shitty rating for it, but you should be able to do it.
What was that, the name they would give you if you did that? Russian hair or something like that?
I don't know, something.
In the old games or something like that.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yep. But yeah, I don't know. Like, for me... If you're gonna have shitty gameplay mechanics and shitty animations and stuff, at least let me experience the joy of figuring out different ways to kill a person.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
right?
even
and escaping and
in the start menu was too much, I think, for me. But then putting those actual things in the
dude,
map
even their cutscenes were choppy. Like, it had frame rate issues in the cutscenes. I don't know. Like, but they were clearly loading different assets while it was playing the cutscenes. But I don't give a fuck. I've seen that happen in other games, and it doesn't get choppy in the cutscenes.
Nope. Yeah.
Right.
That happens in most games.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
just it's not looking too hot for us Hitman fans. And I'm a fan of the franchise. That's why it pisses me off. I think he's a cool character.
Excellent.
It's a game called fucking Hitman. All you gotta do is give me different ways to kill a dude, and don't hold my hand.
Yeah.
And get the Roomba AI. That's it.
Talk to Roomba.
Talk to fucking Roomba and figure it out, man. They figured it out.
Get some chairs in the way. Get these guys to stir it up a little bit.
Just like Kojima, make a Hitman game.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah, but even those characters are on routes.
Yeah, they definitely are. But I mean, they're certainly smarter, and they have like cautionary levels, and then like and alert levels, and
that was the other thing. Like I got spotted that one time, and I just jumped into a box. Like 4 guards sat there and watched me climb into a box.
And
then I just sat there with like the top of the box like peeked open. And I was looking out. I was like, I'm not here. And they're like, hey, get out of here.
Yeah. They're like, we know you're in there.
We know you're in there.
Get out of that box. And then they're like, oh, I guess he's not here. We better find him.
They're like, well, that was weird.
It's so bad. Like,
you think that box took me to fucking Narnia? I don't know, man. It was weak.
Yeah, it was pretty weak. I think they had stuff like that in maybe the first couple Metal Gears, but I don't think it's been like that in a long time.
So yeah, Metal Gear also gets a bit of a pass because of its goofy nature and shit, right?
Yeah, it's certainly goofy.
It almost adds to that world's charm.
Right.
When they get the exclamations over their head and they're like, hey, what's in that box that's moving? Your feet are creeping and you're like, I don't know. It's a naked lady on the box, right?
Yeah.
They worked that. It was almost like they took a problem in one of the old games and then built on it. Right? They're like, yeah, the box thing's kind of hokey. But what if we put pictures of naked ladies on there and shit? Distracted guards.
What if you could stand up in the box and have a full just bikini chick on there and distract people with
it? Genius.
Yeah, it's pretty excellent.
Pretty funny stuff, man. Pretty funny.
Yep. Yeah, but as far as a stealth game, from what I saw you play of that, I was pretty disgusted by it.
Right, for a full price game too. Like,
and I know they say beta, but we all know
that's final.
That's what it's going to look like.
That's what it's going to look like.
You might change maybe a couple things, but there's not a whole lot of fucking time for you to fix fucking much. Like clipping in the.
That's the new beta thing. That's the betas are like betas that late in a game's production is strictly for PR.
Yeah,
that's it, or like marketing for awareness.
It's an early access demo.
Yeah, it's a demo because they got rid of demos.
Here's a question then: if this game's got its unique little like the way they're putting it out there and marketing it like episodic style. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the first big game to be doing that. Do you think it's gonna kind of put a little nail in the coffin of that type of way of doing things by the virtue of it being so underwhelming? Because it does look pretty poor right out of the gate.
No, but I mean, there's lots of stuff that starts out pretty poor right out of the gate that eventually gets picked up.
Sure.
Somebody's going to, like, maybe if Eidos or whatever, whoever's doing this, doesn't like learn from this, somebody else who sees what's going on with this release of this game is going to learn something from it, and they're gonna figure out the way to do it a better way with like maybe it's just having a game that is like, well, I mean
the whole free-to-play model started out complete shit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and it's been slowly growing, right?
Yeah,
like there's lots of change takes time for anything.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And I mean the Telltale games when they started out weren't all great at all. That's for sure.
Nope. But that's the other thing I was going to say is that like it also depends on the type of games. Like those Telltale games and shit are perfect for episodes, right? Just perfect. Yeah. I also think a company like say Quantic Dream or the people that did the one that we've been playing, Until Dawn, those like a AAA game like that could easily go into episodic stuff.
Yeah, they do that recap and stuff when you come back and shit. That would have been perfect as an episodic game. Yeah.
I just think there's lots of avenues to go and ways to go down that road and that business model. I do think that we are at one of those weird tipping points where a lot of the industry stuff's going to change
Yeah.
for different business models and stuff like that. We're going to start to see
Kind of has to.
some different ways of thinking. Yeah, it does. The physical space is getting smaller.
Yeah.
Whereas the digital is expanding,
Sure.
and with the digital expanding, like so the people, I think Netflix changed a lot of people's eyes when they look at like a subscription-based model as well,
Yeah.
because they're making money hand over fist and it's guaranteed dollars. Doesn't matter how many, like if you get 1,000 people subscribing to that business model, but only 2 of them fucking play the game that month, it doesn't matter. They're still getting that money, right? Like Netflix could have 10 bajillion subscribers, 10,000 of them watch that week. It doesn't matter, right? The Kimmy Schmidt show hits for very like medium to low ratings. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They got those subscribers.
They actually never tell anybody what kind of views their shows get.
That's right.
It's like a thing that they do.
Really?
They won't tell the people who work on them or anything because they don't want them to. They don't want it to fuck with their creativeness or whatever. They're like,
oh, nobody's seeing this, so why were you doing it? Kind of
change
stuff.
it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
nobody's
sense.
watching this kind of shit. They'll just cancel you if nobody's fucking watching it and they're not making money or whatever. But like, yeah, as long as it's.
But that's the thing. They're always making money because that's subscription based, right?
Yeah, I guess. They're always making money. If nobody's watching it, then they're not going to pay you know, all this money to make more episodes.
Sure. Oh, yeah, okay.
But they're not going to be like, hey, you're like 10% lower in your ratings than you were last week or whatever, or last season. That kind of shit. They don't. Apparently, that's just something that they don't do. They don't release any of their their viewing ratings or anything like that.
Seems to be working for
Makes
them.
sense.
Which is cool. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, whatever they're doing.
Yeah, I don't think, but you're right. I don't think Hitman's going to be the game to really thrust that into the public eye and make people think twice about it. But I think people are like, the people behind those kinds of decision-making capabilities aren't looking at the video game industry right now for where to take it. They're looking at other platforms like Netflix and shit like that and going, we could adopt that.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, like have you heard the rumors about the NX subscription service?
No, but we're veering way off of Hitman now.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic. NX rumors. Done. Yeah. I don't know. For my money, that's all I really had to say for Hitman. I'm not going to buy it. I'm just not. I played what I saw, everything I needed to see from that game, and no amount of fucking updates is going to fix that for me.
No.
That's fair.
No, I don't trust it. I'm not gonna throw money at them if I don't trust what they're putting out. That's for sure. And I don't trust that that's gonna be a good game.
Eidos is pretty fucking, and Square Enix, I believe, because they own Eidos. Is pretty shoddy with their track record these days. So
yeah, for sure.
Fuck off.
They kind of, I think Square kind of shot themselves in the foot when they purchased them. But that again, another topic for another day.
Well,
Square shot themselves in their head.
okay.
Yeah, that's where I'll leave that. Thank you for watching another episode of the DUDEPOOL Gamescast. I'm the host with the most, the Dude 250. Joining me as always, Taylor Sager, Aliens Exist, Danny Peel, The Brutal Nature. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook at the official DUDEPOOL Gaming. Or is it? No, sorry, it's not official. It's just official. Why do I always do that? Official DUDEPOOL Gaming.
You like to put
and check us out on Twitter at DUDEPOOL Gaming.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll catch you next time.
See you later, guys.